What's up, Stu?
Not much. Timmy, how you doing today? How's everything?
Oh, it's a good morning, man. You know, sometimes you wake up and you got to get yourself ready. It's like maybe your brain isn't totally there, but you have to tell yourself you're going there whether you like it or not.
Well, you know, I've got a new dog. We've had one for about a year now, and I used to get up at like 7 o'clock. This dog gets up at 5:30 every morning now. So I've learned how now to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and boy, I'll tell you, it's been eye-opening. I get a lot accomplished. You know, you get your thoughts together, and it's a whole new world out there. But I love it.
Oh yeah, well I'm sure like having that kind of an alarm really does something different than just a simple cell phone alarm, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, their mind goes.
As soon as I move, he's on me and licking my face and saying, "Okay, it's time to get up. Where are we going, Dad?"
Man, well, you know, one question I had for you was this. You know, the title of today is Finding Showtime. So what does that look like for you? I mean, obviously the dog wakes you up in the morning, but in between waking up in the morning and getting here to work, is there anything that you do, not necessarily religiously, but just like, you know, something that you do specifically that keeps you in the right mindset and gets you from point A to point B?
You know, that's interesting because it's like, though I learned this a long time ago from somebody, you know, that when you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, you look at yourself and you say, it's showtime. You know, it's time to get up. It's time to make an impact on what you're doing in the world, you know, professionally, personally, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's not just, finding showtime is not just professional, it's personal as well. Because if you live showtime, then you can deliver showtime.
Oh yeah.
And that's the key. I have to make sure that I'm in that frame of mind. So like when I'm walking my dog, I just think about what I'm going to do today and how I'm going to be that way, and I find showtime as I'm walking every morning. I find it again. I find something more that I can work with today. You know, a difference, whatever it is. Some new topic, some new method, some new thing that I can do to enhance the showtime that I'm already delivering.
Okay, so I think last time we introduced you, you're here at Cafe Canyon on Canyon Road in Santa Fe, New Mexico. What is it that you're doing here primarily? Like, what's your focus for this road?
Well, you know, obviously it's a dream come true because I've been looking at this space for 23 years. So to have a dream come true, I walk in every morning and I say, who am I going to impact today? What guest is going to walk through there? And I love talking to the people. Showtime is about finding out something about people when they walk into your business, you know. So this coffee shop has given me a vehicle to introduce myself to people who are on Canyon Road, whether they live here or whether they're visiting or, you know, or thinking about moving here. The opportunity I get to talk to them and to find out what they're doing and all that kind of stuff, and in touch with them and find out something in common. That's what I'm looking for, and I love it. I think it makes my day to find somebody that we have something in common. We can talk about something that we have in common, a place, an experience, a city, whatever, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, now check this out. Beginning of the podcast, I have my volume all the way down, so I'm prepared for the podcast to not get any alerts.
Okay.
But then there's another button now, even when you have it on airplane mode, that you have to press silence.
No kidding.
Just for it not to give you alerts. So I was actually like, okay, why is this happening? What's going on? This is a good question. With distractions, how do you eliminate distractions when it's showtime? What do you do personally to let go of all the different things? Because everybody wants to.
You accept them. Yeah, I accept distractions as an opportunity to just handle it, you know, to put it in there. So I'm always looking at the positive side of everything. So a distraction to me is not a negative; it's a positive. What can I find in a positive? Because I'll tell you what, your grandkid, your kids, when they run into my store and I'm right in the middle of doing something for two people, and then they come in, and they want to run into my arms and catch me, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure that doesn't affect me. You know, the kids up my arm like that, I'm still making coffees, I'm still going on, and you know, what can I do for you? And then it's like I find time for everybody. You know, it's there. I don't pick who I'm going to give time to. I give time to everybody, and so distractions.
So you're not playing
distractions
favorites.
are an opportunity for me. So their distractions are an opportunity for me to connect with somebody on a level that is good and positive.
Well, I've been coming back to my roots of why we're even out here, and you invited us, at Cracker Barrel in the Ozarks
Yeah.
to come out here, and I just want you to share a little bit about what it looked like then and the vision you had versus now being in your storefront and seeing what this is, turned into.
Oh, well, back then there was an opportunity for us to build a family, to build a structure, to build a community amongst ourselves. With the grandkids and me and Dominique being, grandma and grandpa, and all that kind of stuff. And I just saw the opportunities. I saw that there was opportunities for all of us to do really well in Santa Fe. There were things that I know that we could do. You and I set up the delivery business, which now you've got and you're running with it strong. Those were great things. Those are opportunities that we tackled, and we developed them, and it created a great venue for you to flourish, for the family to flourish, for the whole community to flourish, and I just saw, both of you guys, both you and Claudia, as impactful people that would do really well in that opportunity.
Now, that brings up a point. You have to see potential in others to be able to run Showtime.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you have to be. You can't look at the negative. Everybody's got a negative side. Everybody's got weaknesses. But what are they? What are their strengths? I look at someone. I never look at their weaknesses. I look at what their strength is. I find out what that is, and then I tackle that. I tackle that strength and build on that strength before. And so, because that gives that person the ability to be empowered, to feel like they can do whatever they need to do.
Yeah.
But you got to encourage people, and I think Showtime. As a leader in Showtime, you encourage people to use their strength in order to do great things. And in the hospitality business, that's taking care of a guest in a way that they've never been taken care of.
With your past general managing experiences and whatever, director of operations is another
Sure.
Title or position you held. Do you feel like there was moments where it was hard to get everybody on the same page, and if so, what were you able to do to kind of jumpstart them back into that mentality? Was it group meetings, or what would you do when you saw certain people falling off the edge, if you will?
That was, first off, you walk into the business and you command attention by your upscale, your energy, your enthusiasm for the business, and all that kind of stuff. And then they see that, and then you see the outliers. And it's about having some conversations. Hey, when you got a moment, let's sit down and talk. And you find out that they want it, but they don't know how to get it. They don't know how they, and that kind of stuff. And you say, it's not the same for everybody. It's like, and then I get back to their strengths and their weaknesses, and I find out what they're doing, and those Showtime is so infectious. I mean, that people just are drawn to it. You can't help when I walk into a room and I command that room. Everybody's looking at me going, wow, what's that guy doing? And they want to be a part of that. Everybody wants to be a part of that. They want to be a part of the energy, the excitement, all that kind of stuff. So in the restaurant business or any business, that hospitality is that thing that people feel when you walk in. I call it the it. When you walk into a business, either they ever have it or they don't have it. The businesses that have it do flourish. The businesses that don't have it need me. They need Showtime. They need to figure that out. So when people walk through the door, they go, "Oh, this feels so great. I got to do that."
Well, there's an interesting thing you said with command. Command was something that's very honorable. A commander.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a commander that enables people,
right,
to keep going, and then there's a commander that disables,
right,
those around them. And I think you're the first there, not the latter. You're enabling. When you come into a room, your character and your drive and your energy is bringing people into that flow. Like in the ocean, a lot of the sea turtles, they'll get into that flow in the ocean. They'll just kind of
float with it, right?
put their hands up and go.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting because I think what I'm hearing from you is there's a command that comes from leading the way.
Yeah. Well, I operate. I always tell people that in management, I go, there's two methods: either cop or you're a coach. The cop method, you sit around, wait for somebody to do something wrong, you jump all over them. That doesn't work. Coach, you got a team. You got to coach them. You coach them through the whole the night or the shift or whatever the day. But if someone's had a bad day, before they go home, you sit them down. You say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? What's going on? And coach them a little bit. They don't get enough of that. I read an article years ago, and I've lived by this, and it said the number one reason why people don't stay in your business is because no one ever told them they were doing a good job. And I make it a point that before anybody goes home at night, that I always say, hey, thanks a lot for your hard work tonight. What a nice job with table 14. I make it specific about something. And they don't get that from anybody else, Sometimes they don't even get it from their parents, And so, if you can influence people like that and get them to really buy into it, your job is so much easier because you can count on everybody to do exactly what you're wanting them to do, which is to deliver Showtime.
When you approach somebody, let's say before the end of a shift, you can tell there's a lot going on. There's a lot of weight on their shoulders, so on and so forth. But they're so numb or shut down. What is it? Do you just go immediately into encouragement to get them back to themselves, or are you more intentional with that person, or what does that look like?
A good question. You approach it. It's all different. It's when you make sure that you have a conversation before they go home, and then you bring it up. Say, God, you had a rough night tonight, didn't you? What's going on? And you just ask them questions. You're not going to give them any. You're not going to critique them or that kind of stuff. You're just going to ask questions. What happened with table 45? Hey, what happened with that guest? What's going on in your life? You can find so many great things. I mean, it's like, whether they got a sick dog or a sick grandparent or something's going on in their life that they're, maybe they shouldn't have worked that night because, they weren't in the right mood and all that kind of stuff. But if you catch them and you acknowledge what's going on there, and you just kind of give them like you said, you give them a little bit of encouragement before they go home. Thanks for sharing with me. Get out of here, go have a good night. Relax a little bit. But I think that helps them because they don't have to worry about it anymore. It's off their chest now. Someone recognized it. You talked about it, so they can let that go. They don't have to take it home because I always tell people, don't take work home with you. Leave it here. You've got a great family at home. You've got that. That needs to be if you leave work where work is, it's really important.
Was there anyone that modeled this understanding of finding Showtime?
Oh yeah, that was
you.
My first boss. Jeff Rosenberg. He was one of my mentors. I watched him all the time, and he was just so flamboyant, and so outgoing, and just he knew everything. It was just when he walked in the room, it was like this instant energy. And that's what I liked. I like that. When you walk into a room, it's like, I want you to light the room up, and you can tell those people, I'm sure you've been to a cocktail party or anything like that, and you walk into a room and you'll see that person, but in Showtime, when you're waiting on a guest at a table, you need to be that person. You need to be not you don't have to be like me, but you have to find your own Showtime. Your Showtime is not individual. It's not just one way of doing it. It's a method of doing it, using your own personality. I don't want people to be robots. I want them to be themselves and enjoying themselves, and that's what Showtime's all about.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on today. Looks like we're going to be doing some more episodes in the future, but
we are. I hope this is a great start, Tim. We go way back, and I'm excited to do this with you. I hope that this becomes something that more people catch on to. So
absolutely. Well, until next time, hope you join us. This is Showtime Hospitality with Stu Dixon.